Hey guys, it's Grace. So I wasn't actually planning on making this video, but I finally went to the store and bought everything that I'd run out of, like makeup wise. So I was just playing with it, and I actually feel cute because like lately I've just kind of looked like a mess, and I've kind of been a mess emotionally. You guys know about that. That's nothing new. It was a rough couple of days, but I'm back and I'm in a good mood, and so yeah, hello. I actually the other day I was really not doing very well, and I was having one of my spells of depression and whatnot, and laying in bed sobbing, and I looked on my email and stuff, and it was like new activity on like a really old video I made almost a year ago. And it was hate mail, but I read it and it made me laugh so hard. And it's funny because it was hate mail, but just the way it was worded, it was, "You're a hoe, you make boys' boners go up." And I don't know, it was something like that. But it was, it was like, "You make boners go up." And I was like, well, sweetie, that's what they do. But no, just like the way it was like, "You are a hoe," or like, "You are hoe, you make boners go up." And like, I'm not, I'm very secure in who I am sexually, I guess you would say. I know that I'm not a hoe. I am 18 years old and I'm still a virgin, so yeah. I have, you know what? No, I'm not even gonna go there. I was gonna say I've dressed provocatively, but honestly, that's my business. And it doesn't mean that how you dress does not define who you are. I'm sorry. I'm sick and tired of that being a thing, because personally, if I wasn't worried about jobs, because I want to be a preschool teacher, jobs and my summer job and, being so harshly rejected by society, I would look a little bit different. I would have more piercings, for one. I would definitely have my septum done and my tongue done, and continue on from there. I might have more than just my one baby tattoo, but that is a real thing that I have to consider, because I do, I am a lifeguard. I teach small children how to swim, and I have to be approachable, I guess, and I want to be a preschool teacher, and so I can't be all, tatted up and whatnot, and I'm really rare in the fact that, like, I know what I want to be, and, like, I have it all figured out. That's not a normal thing. I've known that I've wanted to be a teacher since, like, 5th grade, maybe. Actually, it's really funny, the story about when I figured out that I wanted to be a teacher, and, like, the first thought that I was like, oh, I would like to be a teacher. Let me move the light so you guys can see my face a little bit better. I don't know if that's better lighting or not, but anyways. So I was, like, in the 3rd grade, maybe? I'm trying to think. I think it was actually the 3rd grade, and we had the substitute. And, nobody wants to have a substitute because you don't know what you're getting. Especially, like, I feel like elementary school, you got a lot of crazies. Or at least I did. My white balance is weird when I do that. I'm sorry, this is going back like this. Anyways, and we had this substitute, and it was, like, this older lady, bigger lady, so, right away, kids are the harshest beings on earth because they don't know how to be polite, and nobody liked her, and nobody wanted her to be there because she wasn't appealing, you know what I mean? It's hard as a kid to accept others for who they are. A lot of the time, at least I was very materialistic as a child, and I think that's just kind of a childish thing. I obviously grew out of it. Anyways, but the reason I wanted to be a teacher was because she spent the entire day just telling us funny stories about, like, her past and, like, growing up, and she was just hilarious. And I realized, my first thought of it was, if I'm a teacher, I get to tell whatever stories I want, and everyone has to listen to me. That was my very first, like, inkling. Of course, that's not my reasoning of why I want to be a teacher now, but that was, you know, the first time I ever considered, like, teaching as a profession. I was, like, in the 3rd grade because people would have to listen to me. Which is terrible and horrible and all the wrong reasons. But I was not popular growing up, at all. I was the kid that even her best friends made fun of. Yeah. Because, you guys have seen my videos. I'm a little bit off. And I was like that I'm the exact same on the inside, and, like, my personality and my sense of humor is, like, all the same. And it's only okay now because I'm, like, considered somewhat appealing, I guess. And, like, people are more accepting. But, like, I wasn't rich. I had no sense of style. I kind of do now. Like, it used to be, like, as long as it, like, covers me and I'm warm, I'm happy. I don't care what it looks like. Yes, I did see. Sorry, Paige. Oh, also, today I held a adult super pastel male ball python. So I will show you guys pictures. And he was so, I want to say beautiful, but it was a he, so I, like, feel like that's bad. I'll show you this one because Paige got better pictures with him than I did. But he was probably about 4 feet in length. And he wasn't as heavy as I thought he would be. And I fell in love. And if I had another, like, $200 in my bank account, because he was, like, $500, I had another $200 in my bank account, and I wasn't going off to college in, like, 3 months or 4 months or whatever, yeah, he would be mine. I would have purchased him. I did not look cute earlier today, as you can just understand. I was a wreck today. Today was just terrible. Anyways. The day itself wasn't that bad, but, why am I always, like, super yellow? And then, like, I thought my mom was gonna come in my room, and I just was like, nah, I'm not starting over. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I always say this, like, when I haven't made a video, like, every day, I always say that I'm so sorry, that's been forever. But, like, really it has, and that's just because I don't have an actual throwing things. I don't have a schedule of when I vlog. It's just, like, when I'm in the mood, and usually I don't care if I look crappy, but for some reason I was caring, and, I've just been out of it this last while, I guess, and I did go camping for 3 days, and was out of service for 3 days, so, but that was actually a lot of fun. I don't have a lot of experience being around people who are intoxicated, because I just don't do that, and so, like, when all my friends started doing it, they knew that I was super not into that, and so I've never been invited to the parties. I've driven around neighborhoods trying to find friends who needed rides home, or got, like, freaked out because it got, like, too real, and I've picked friends up from parties, but I've never been invited to a party like that, and so I just have never, like, I'm not a popular person. People are weirded out by me on a regular basis, which is weird that I have, like, a lot of subscribers. I have, like, 300 and something now, which is just insane. So, thank you guys. I'm really excited about that. It makes me feel, like, super, like, warm and fuzzy inside, however cheesy that might sound. I actually feel like I'm gonna tear up. I actually feel really accepted here in the YouTube community, even though I get hate comments that don't make sense, that I laugh at. Goodness gracious, I'm all over the place right now, but I've never been invited to parties, so I really don't have any experience around people who are intoxicated, especially, like, people my age, and someone brought booze camping, and like everyone, there were like 3 people that didn't drink. Me, my boyfriend, and one other girl, because like her dad's like has had issues, like she's had addiction in her family and stuff, so she's just like, no. Which I like went and found her because she just like went and sat alone for a while because she didn't want to be around it because she didn't want to be tempted. And so I went and sat with her and like talked to her about it and like explained like my story, and she explained her story, and I told her that I was like really impressed. Cause what teenager like turns that shit down other than me and a select few. But yeah, so it was really funny because, oh my gosh, one of them is a very sad, sad man when he drinks. And so everyone else was trying to like kind of get him back into the spirit and like trying to like be there for him. But everyone was drunk. And I might have, if you guys are interested, let me know, because I will probably forget to make a separate video about that. But it was like, I was dying, and I felt bad because, you know, he is in pain, but, and I did promise him, I'm like, okay, dude, like, remember, like, this is real pain, and I respect that, and, like, you're allowed to feel, and, like, I understand, but you have to, like, keep in mind that right now you're not in the right headspace. You need to wait before you say or do anything crazy until morning, or in a couple hours after you have something to eat and drink, and you will feel better. And like, he just was woo. I love this kid to death. Love this kid to death. He was one of the like 5 in the first group that I went camping with, and there was like 15, 16, like maybe 20 people that was in the group this time. So, but there was adults there, and like, yeah, they still let some stuff slide that most adults wouldn't, but there was supervision, so it wasn't like a bunch of kids like going crazy in the woods, and no one got like super drunk. They just got like silly, I guess. Yeah. So that was exciting. I'm weird and naive, and I don't have experience in those situations, and I was like trying to reason with people, like sober people you would, and it didn't work. Our brains did not like understand what was happening in the other person. So, oh, I kind of did make I talked about it in a card vlog. It's called like Sad Drunk. So I don't know what I'm gonna name this. I always like talk to you guys like, what should I name this video? But then I realized that doesn't work. Oh. I always think when I was gonna walk in, my door is right there. So. Door? And then I'm really awkward, like, while I'm trying to think about myself. What? I spent $50 today at Walgreens. That's ridiculous. And I bought a new lightning cable. This one is not it. This is the one that doesn't work right. I got a new lightning cable for my phone. It's red. And I got some, like, highlighting concealer stuff that I love to death. But it's like $6. So I haven't bought it since last summer because I'm too scared to spend that much money on one thing. I'm so cheap. And I bought another like highlighting thing to try out because I couldn't find the one that I usually use. I bought shampoo and conditioner, and I bought a new eyeliner because mine's out, and I couldn't find just the glue for eyelashes, so I bought a pair of eyelashes with some glue. And that was $50. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a wonderful day. I'm running out of time. Goodbye. No.